Welcome to TreeSource Citrus Nursery. We are the largest citrus nursery on the West Coast. We have been growing in the Central Valley of California for over 20 years. What started as a small nursery servicing our sister farming company has expanded exponentially over the years, and we haven't stopped. We recently expanded by adding an additional 600,000 square feet of growing space that will allow us to expand into market sectors we have not been able to reach due to space limitations. We are USDA and CDFA certified and can ship anywhere citrus is accepted. Almost all of our propagation material is produced right here on location. It's part of a citrus clean stock program ran by CDFA. With that being said, let's go to where it all starts, the seed. One of the most important parts of our operation is seed. We currently have 454 trees producing 2,000 liters on average per year. All our seed trees are tested on a cycle every year for cirrhosis, citrus tristeza virus, viroids, and citrus greening. Our production managers start evaluating the fruit in the late summer. Once they determine that the seed is ready, that is when we begin harvesting. Not all varieties come off at the same time, so this is a process that typically lasts through September and goes all the way through to the end of January. There are several different seed varieties that are chosen for different attributions they will bring to the tree once grafted. Those can be frost tolerance, disease tolerance, fruit production, or many other reasons. Once the fruit is ready for each variety, it is picked, then run through the seed extractor several times. The seed goes through a water bath and fungicide treatment to prepare it for storage. Seeds are then bagged and placed in cold storage until they are planted.
Once a seed is planted, it now becomes a rootstock seedling. Rootstock seedlings can take anywhere from 4 to 8 months to finish. Our seedlings are grown in some of the most intense houses because we want to keep them pushing throughout the year. In the past, we have budded around 1.5 million seedlings, and they'll soon grow to 3 million. Once the seedlings are finished, they're taken out into the head house to be budded.
Like seed, budwood trees are also part of a citrus clean stock program certified through CDFA. They are grown in regulated facilities and meet stringent requirements. Budwood trees are also tested on specific cycles to ensure they are free from disease. We have 5 screen houses and greenhouses that were built specifically to produce budwood. Every bud has a mother tree that it can be traced back to. Mother trees can be used to make budwood increased trees, but those increased trees cannot be used to make more budwood trees. So we can cut from the mothers and the daughters, but not the granddaughters. As long as they are tested, mother trees do not have an expiration date. However, the increase or daughter trees only have a 4-year lifespan in which we are able to cut budwood from them. At this time, we are able to cut around 2 million buds per year. With our screen houses, we are able to let our trees go dormant. This allows us to cut buds that are dormant and to keep them stored for many months after they're cut. Once the trees start to flush again, we're able to go back in and start cutting fresh buds to continue propagating. We have 1 full greenhouse dedicated to producing budwood year-round.
Here at TreeSource, we do micro-propagating, which means we are taking smaller than normal buds and grafting them onto seedlings that have less caliper than they typically would. Seedlings are sorted for quality and size and then brought out to the budding area. Employees go through training that teaches them about bud selection, size, and placement. As you can imagine, it takes a pretty steady hand to master this propagation method. A thoroughly trained employee can bud up to 1,000 liners per day. The trays of seedlings are placed on a rotating table with an employee on each side. One employee is budding the liners, then spins the table to the employee on the other side, who will then go through and tape up each bud. Once the liners are budded, they are transferred to another station where they are topped and sealed with a tree seal. The final step in the process is placing an inventory strip tag on each liner. Each tree produced here gets its own unique ID. That serial number stays with the plant through the whole growth cycle, whether it's transferred to a larger product or shipped out.
Once the budding process is complete, the liners are brought into the greenhouses where they are typically grown for 3 to 4 months. The liners are sorted through in the greenhouse once they start pushing to ensure adequate irrigation and light levels can reach all liners. We are also working to remove all suckers when we are sorting through the liners to ensure they aren't stealing energy that should be going into pushing those buds. The minimum standard for our citrus liner is 5 mature leaves with a fully developed root system. Once we get to that point, the liners are then brought out into the screen hardening off area. In the warmer months, we will harden off all plants for 7 to 10 days before we ship them out. The liners will then be placed on boxes or on racks to be shipped out to customers. They may also be transferred to our larger pots to make a super tree.
Our newest product line here is the rooted cuttings. We have been experimenting with them over the last 2 years, have started scaling up this operation significantly. We have been growing them on benches in the greenhouses. But just this year, built a facility specifically for producing rooted cuttings. This room is designed for state-of-the-art vertical growing. Plant material is cut, dipped in hormone, and stocked into plug trays. Plants will be stuck and rooted in record time, improving our turnaround times and in turn giving our customers more growing time at their locations. The plants finish in about 6 weeks and are moved out in the screening hardening off area to acclimate before shipment.
These racks allow us to turn and produce individual benches, and that will allow us to create specific climates or light levels depending on what that particular bench requires. This will allow us to have plants at various stages of production, all in the same room, but at different stages of growth. The potting line is one of our best automation features at TreeSource. Our plant media for our larger trees is 100% cocoa coir. The machine will break down the core and then it feeds down the line on a conveyor belt down into a hopper. From there, pots are placed onto the conveyor belt and core is fed into the pot filler machine. Once pots are filled, they are set down the line to be pre-irrigated. After the core is wet, it goes through the dibbler. The dibbler drills holes into the core the same size as our cone to make for easier transplanting. These trays are then continually fed down the conveyor belt to the employees who are waiting with trays of citrus liners that will be transplanted into the larger pots. Once transplanted, the trays of super trees will be loaded onto kangaroos, or carts that will take them to the greenhouses where they will be grown out. Another huge automation win for TreeSource is our M-Track locomotives that run all throughout the nursery. These tree movers can pull up to 6 carts carrying nearly 800 newly planted double-stack trees, or around 400 finished super citrus trees ready to deliver. These M-Track trains eliminate countless hours of labor moving trees around the facility. The carts can fit right next to the row where trays are being slid off benches. Each cart is equipped with wheels to make moving the tray even easier. Once all the carts are full, they are connected to the M-Track trolley. We tell her where to go on a screen built into the dashboard. The trolley then is programmed to follow an underground cable to its destination, where it will come to a stop and wait to be unloaded. Once unloaded, the same employee unloading can send it right back to be loaded again. The M-Track trolleys use machine vision and are programmed to stop if anything gets in their way. To make the M-Track system efficient, we've installed Rytex Speedy Doors. These doors will automatically open the doors to allow the M-Track to pass.
Super citrus trees were born out of necessity. With the growing problem of the Asian citrus psyllid, we turned to an alternative from the old ball and burlap. We also knew that the space to grow the trees would be more expensive, so growing a quality tree as quickly as possible would be key. The power of the super tree is in the root system. Over the years, we have developed special techniques. Our trees are grown in a patented pot. This allows the new super tree to not only be comparable to the ball and burlap, but surpass it.
The trolleys on the M-Track bring the trees right up to the employees at the shipping area. The trees then go through an assembly line to be topped, sealed, scanned out by their unique barcode, and then packed into tri-walls. The whole loading dock area has been organized by lanes to maximize floor space. Each load or ship ticket gets its own lane. This helps eliminate 2 loads getting mixed up.
Here at TreeSource, we care about sustainability, and that's why we started a bios program in 2014. Using biological pest management is not only good for our workers' safety here, but it's also good for the environment. Budwood program can take about 3 years to start, but once you implement it, it's very beneficial and you don't worry about the same issues you would with resistance of chemicals.
All of our growing facilities must meet APHIS requirements in order to ship out of state or in between Asian citrus psyllid quarantines. In order to meet those requirements, we must at minimum have screen on all walls that will exclude all insects. All of our entries must have double doors with positive pressure. That ensures that any pest or bugs on someone's clothing are blown off and back out the door before they're entered into the facilities. Every 30 days, USDA or CDFA will come out to inspect our facility to ensure there are no holes for any pests to get in, specifically the Asian citrus psyllid. We also have specific breach protocols. If an employee or an inspector sees a hole in any of the facilities, they are to report it right away. We have a team that kicks into gear to repair that hole as quickly as possible. Along with the facility requirements, we were required to treat regularly for any shipments going out of state or to another nursery.
Here at TreeSource, we care about our sustainability. Every drop of rain that falls on our structures is collected, filtered, and recirculated back into our irrigation system. Our delivery packaging is 100% recyclable, and our super citrus trees are delivered on reusable pallets and recycled tri-walls. Our nursery containers are manufactured from post-consumer product and have a lifespan of around 10 years, at which time they are recycled back into the very same supply chain. Our trimmings are shredded, composted, and spread as a mulch on the acres of happy citrus trees surrounding our nursery. The trees we propagated this year will sequester around 5.9 pounds of carbon each. That's 13,500 tons of carbon every single year. And that number is going to increase over the lifespan of every tree. Thanks for touring the nursery with us here at TreeSource. We look forward to answering any of your citrus-related questions and working with you when you're ready to add citrus to your program.